Good Tuesday afternoon to you. Welcome to the John Sanchez Show on Newstalk 780 KOH. It's a pleasure to be with you. And the original, the OGs are joining me in-house. Mr. Corey Edge of Edge Realty. Wait, we got a different backdrop, Corey. What's going on?
Well, first, OG makes us sound old. So I don't know if I like that.
Wait, say that again. You broke up.
I said OG makes us sound old.
Well, we are. Well, at least two of us. 2 out of the 3 are.
I'm at my office. Came to the office.
Okay, got it. Hey, Corey, I'm going to have you jump out again and come back in. We're getting some interference one more time. So if I can have you do that, thank you. That was Corey Edge of Edge Realty. He'll be rejoining us in a second. Mr. Dwight Millard of On Q Home Loans. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good, John. How are you today?
Well, just anxiously awaiting some inflationary data tomorrow, Dwight, to determine both of our markets' fate.
Yep, I know. It's just always something, right?
It is never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment.
That's for sure. All righty, folks. Let me tell you what we do have lined up for you here. We're going to, of course, give you your stock market recap. Not an extremely exciting day, but we're going to bring you up to date on how the markets did, commodities, interest rates, mortgage rates, you name it. We're going to cover it. And then we're going to get into our topic, one of my favorite shows of the month that we get to do each and every month, the Northern Nevada Real Estate Report. Corey, is the market finally finding balance? That is our topic today. Are we finding balance, my friend? It's an interesting report.
I don't know if I'd call it balance, but I think it's going to be seasonality. I'll explain it better when we get into it.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Of course, if you've never heard us cover one of these reports, we go through great detail. We're going to talk about the median price, which is what everybody's interested in, how long it's taken to sell a home, price per square foot, our months of inventory, you name it, we have it. But really the best part of when we get to do this show each and every month is the insight that these two gentlemen provide, right? They are in the trenches each and every day. Data shows you one thing. Their experience being, like I said, out in the field each and every day, that's really where the value comes in. So I always love to hear their perspective of what's going on, because that's how we make our decisions. Not so much data, but what the boys are saying. All right, Mr. Millard, how are you?
Yes,
first
sir.
of all, how you?
I'm doing fantastic.
All right.
I mean, it's been a rough 4 years, John.
A rough month, but 4 years.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, you get a little activity, a little wave, then it goes down. A little wave goes back. So, and that's just been probably the name of the game for the last 12 months. I mean, it's off little windows, we call them. You get a little window here, a little window there. It's amazing, though. You wonder. I was thinking the other day, John, I go back to the early 90s, late 80s. You didn't have this kind of information. When people thought they were going to buy, they were just going to buy. The market didn't move. Yeah. It was such an easier time to just, I mean, now, unfortunately, somebody will lose you off. You'll lose them off $25 on their closing costs. It's there's a lot of information out there. And the problem is you don't know what to trust.
Right.
And some of these people are reading it. So that's why this show is so important for people in Northern Nevada and around the area.
Absolutely. Gotta trust us. That's for sure. Because it's, like I said, it's real life experience. All 3 of us are in the trenches each and every day. Dwight, you had asked me about a week or so ago, and we kind of forgot, but since we're kind of light, we're not real pressed for time today, which is a nice change. Do you want to make the big announcement that we talked about a while back, or
sure.
you want to hold off? All right.
Oh, no, I'm okay. I appreciate it. But, I've kind of been playing in 2 sandboxes, one in Texas and one in Nevada. So, I mean, I grew up in Carson City, born and raised in Reno, grew up in Carson. But anyhow, I had an opportunity to, take care of some family business. But my wife got a job offer, and she's now currently the president of Minogue High School. So first couple days back. So, yeah.
What an accomplishment.
So it's I get to bring her out of their little Texas little bubble and bring her to Nevada. She hasn't experienced snow yet, so I may be dialing in from Texas in the winter. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But looking forward to it. Lots of good people. That's Corey's alum. So
it sure is.
Yeah.
So Melissa is an incredible woman. You are so blessed to have her, as all of us are blessed to have our wives, but she's amazing, and she's going to be an incredible asset to Minogue. Brings a wealth of experience and so on and so forth. But I'm so excited to see how she does, how she likes it at Minogue, and such a great institution. I know my nephews graduated from there, and it's just it's an incredible institution. Like I said, I know they've had some of their challenges recently, but I think with her running. So what just real quickly. So what does a president of a private school like that do?
makes all the decisions, financial and everything falls on her decision making. And as of January, John, she will be the superintendent as well of all the diocese of the Reno, which includes Carson City and Little Flower, and the list goes on. But we had a little meet and greet about a month or so ago, and there were some donors or high level players inside the system, and I kind of said it, and I didn't really realize that I said it. I don't think they know what they're getting. They have no idea what they're getting. I mean,
that's why when you run
the Fort Worth diocese, she had 17 schools, and at the same time, she was actually a principal of one, and they were getting ready to close the school, because so she took it over, became the principal, and then that school now has a waiting list. The one that was going to close has a waiting list to get on it. So I think, there's some, she sees some, but hopefully what she'll bring to Minogue is some experience and some things maybe that can be done a different way, so, yeah. So she's excited. Yeah.
And she holds a PhD.
Yep. So doctor, I told him to stop calling her doctor because I'll have to start calling her doctor. I don't want to call her doctor, no. Call me doctor, but not her.
Hey, Corey, who'd have thought this little Carson boy would be married to a doctor? And someone running Minogue, of all great institutions, right? I mean, he's done good. The boy's done good. How about that?
It's a step up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could have got a reduction on tuition if you would have done this a few years earlier, but that's okay.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Maybe they'll get me back into the soccer program, Corey. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, you and I can do that. We had a good record.
Let's hope the
she's not looking for I'm trying to stay away from that. But
hey, when Dwight and I were,
guys, I'm excited. And, it's my kids went through there, so it's just I'm excited to see what she can do.
I just want to say, when Dwight and I were coaching soccer 3 years, we had winning records all 3 years.
We did.
So
there you go. There you go. All right.
We taught him life lessons. I go, here, we're going to teach you life. And oh, by the way, we're going to play some soccer. So Corey and I were a good team. Corey was the calm one.
I remember that.
I was, we were a good,
one. Yeah.
Dynamic duo.
Getting the red card all the time.
5-year-old kids. Yeah, I had to hold Dwight back. He was about ready to attack.
Yeah. Corey would have to hold me back. Let me at him. He's about 6'8". Let me have him. I'll still get him.
Yeah, exactly. Well, again, love her to death. She's an incredible woman, and you are a blessed man, and we wish her nothing but success in her new position. And it's going to be exciting to see how things how she does it.
Thank you, John, and I know she would express her gratitude to you guys as well. So thank you for letting me share that. It's good news, big news.
Yep, big news, no doubt about it. Been dying to get you to mention that. Alrighty, boys. Well, again, we're going to go through our Northern Nevada real estate report when we come back from the break. In the meantime, let's get down to the stock market side of things. So as Dwight and I were saying before right at the intro of the show, market's kind of on a holding pattern right now. Why? We have two major reports coming our way in the next 48 hours. Tomorrow, we're going to have the CPI report. As I indicated on the show yesterday, we're only looking for about a 0.1% increase, but if memory serves me correctly, I don't have the data in front of me. I think I told you yesterday we lost 0.4% from June to July. So I'm sorry, from May to June. So from June to July, they're looking for about a 0.1% increase. Okay, big deal, right? But if you look back again to the previous month, that would be a pretty significant increase, even though 0.1 is, not major. And so that's tomorrow, the CPI report. Then, of course, on Thursday, we're going to have the PPI report. About the same type of thing. We're unchanged the previous month, and they're looking for a slight increase there, couple basis points. So we will see. But the market again, kind of acting like, you know what, we're a little bit nervous about this, and let's kind of sit on our hands. So we, like I said, didn't have a major day today. We lost 184 on the Dow, 0.34% loss, closed at 53,791. Nasdaq gave up 160, 0.60% decline, in the S&P down 25 to a 0.32% to a close of 7,728. When we come back, we'll hit the oil side of things, the commodities, the interest rates, and of course the mortgage rates. Then we'll get into our topic. We've got a lot to talk to you about on the Northern Nevada Real Estate Report with Corey and Dwight. Let us turn it over to the Sax Man. He's in the Right Now Traffic Center.
Corey, you were still breaking up there.
I know. I don't know what to do. I switched in. I got two different Wi-Fi's. I've used them both. It's Charter. I've never had an issue.
It's crackling.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I don't know what options I have. I can't hear you, John. Are you talking?
John, you're muted. Yeah, there you go.
Corey, you said you're in your office, not in your house?
Yeah, I'm in my office.
Okay. Huh.
And I have it's Charter hardline in, like it's a normal.
No kidding.
I can try my phone. I don't know if that's.
Yeah, try the hotspot there. If you got full service there, maybe going through that hotspot might be better.
Or do Riverside just on my phone? I mean, I wouldn't have the microphone.
You could. Yeah, you could do. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if that's going to work.
You could go to your hotspot if you want. Do you have full bars on your phone?
No, that's why I use the internet. I got full internet.
Yeah, but it's crackling. I just don't know if you try.
No,
maybe try.
I understand
hotspot.
that. I just don't know what you want me to do with it.
I don't know.
Let me ask you.
You know how to do hotspot, right?
Yeah, but it's not the hotspot.
Are you hearing crackling from Corey and Dwight or myself?
I don't hear it from you, John. Do you hear it from me?
Yeah, the crackling. Yeah, he's hearing it on both of you.
On me too?
Yeah, because I'm hearing it on you too. That's what I was saying.
You are? Well, then, because I got I remember I upgraded. I got complete Wi-Fi in here now.
I know it.
I've never had a problem since I.
If it's Dwight's not as bad. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Dwight, why don't you jump out real quick? Let's kind of try to isolate this real quick.
I can try it on my phone, John. You'd have to send me the link again, though.
Yeah, I don't know where the hell to get you the link. Let's see.
You emailed it to me. I was looking forward to my emails.
Let's see here.
What was that?
Link via email. Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, I have the app, but I don't.
Yeah, I think I can send it to you here. Let's see.
Do you want me to try the cell phone? Do I sound fine now?
Yeah, you're cracking.
Oh, it is cracking?
Yeah. Corey hold on. I think you're right. Corey at Edge Realty, right?
Yeah, Edge Realty Team.
Realty Team, that's
right. Or even if you text it to me.
Just send it to you.
Okay.
Okay.
See, I even see him. I see Corey even being delayed. On my side, I see his.
Yeah.
When he starts to talk, the mouth.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to try to just.
So far, you're okay.
I'm going to try to just put on my phone and set it up.
Sounds good. Yeah, it's weird how both of you.
Yeah, I mean, I've not had any problem.
Something in Reno.
You got to turn one of them off, Corey.
There we go.
There you go. There you go.
Is that better connection?
Yeah, I think so.
It is.
Count to 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You're delayed a little bit.
It's the same Wi-Fi. It's not working all off the same Wi-Fi.
Damn it.
You can't call, right? You can't do both.
Hey, Jack, can Corey call in and get off Riverside and call in, and Dwight and I stay on Riverside? And Dwight wouldn't be able to hear it. Yeah, that's true.
No. That's right.
I think I like it the other way, but it is crackling. He's not crackling now, but it's blurry.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my phone.
Yeah. Corey, try turning your camera off.
And just go phone like I did.
Like that?
There you go.
Camera's up. Yeah. All right. Music's playing. All right.
Do I sound okay?
We can make our way through this segment at least. Yeah, you sound great now.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back to the John Sanchez Show on Newstalk 780 KOH with Corey Edge of Edge Realty, Dwight Millard of OnQ Home Loans. All right, once again, finished a little bit on the downside today. Nothing major. 184 decline on the Dow, 0.34%. NASDAQ gave up 160.60%, and the S&P lower by 25, a 0.32% pullback. All right, we're going to get to our local real estate data here in a moment, but first, let's hit the commodity side of things today. Dwight, I'm going to go ahead and start with you. Let's talk a little bit on the interest rate side of things ahead of tomorrow's ever so important CPI report.
So, John, when you go right in the trenches of the mortgage-backed securities, they were pretty nice today. Nothing crazy, but, up 13 basis points at the end of the day. You'll see if that transfers over. You'll get a little bit. But the problem is the stubborn mortgage rates. You go to Mortgage News Daily, the 30-year fix dropped from 6.80, John, to 6.79 today. So I'm hoping for some big relief. Maybe I say big relief. You know what I mean? At least going the right way.
Give me some
at least going the right way. Tomorrow. But I don't even know what else word to use anymore unless I get, bad words. But, it's just stubborn,
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
These rates are just, surprising enough, John, there's still some movement out there, which surprises me. I've had a couple refis but for life reasons, not for anything else, but I think people are just finally throwing in the white towel going, hey, I'm not going to see that, threes again, or, people are even questioning whether they're going to see fours again.
Right.
Right,
exactly.
So,
Corey, real quick before we get into the report, I always love to ask you this question. What's it feeling like in the trenches right now? Any frustration among buyers with these stubborn interest rates, a slow creep higher? Any impact at this point?
I think I don't want to say massive frustration, but I know that there is frustration in the market, obviously, from buyers because you're not getting that relief. I'll talk about it when we get into the report, but I'm probably getting, I would say, no joke, 30 to 50 flyers a day on email of price reduction, price this, price that.
Really?
Which means there's frustration on the seller side, obviously, because they're not getting their inflated prices that they think they would. So,
Right.
here it is. And then it's so interesting. Dwight, I don't know if you caught this or not, but the story today, I watched it twice, was about United Wholesale Mortgage and the chaos they're going through and hedging their book and these interest rates. I mean, they basically blew up that company. It probably needed to be blown up anyway, but it just, even the brightest minds on Wall Street are getting stumped by these rates, and you're seeing a lot of damage in the mortgage business because of it.
Yeah, John, to go on to Corey's, UWM is a large wholesaler out there that services a ton of brokers. And Rocket and UWM got into pissing match. They were offering, to pay attorney fees if you left early. I mean, and so to Corey's point, it was, I don't know if it was ego, pride, you'd be the biggest, baddest. But, these high rates are now starting to creep in. That we've talked about it for months. Are settling into your books now. I mean, you're not getting the volume that you were getting.
Obviously, that's not a household name. You guys know what, like you said, they're a wholesale lender. But real briefly, what happened with the company? Could we see ripple effects to other lenders? There's always the cockroach theory.
I didn't read it, Corey. Can you? I can go on at break and look at it, but I just suspect that what they did is they got real aggressive, John, in the mortgage arena, and rates never did come down, and so you go out there, you hire people, you want to be the biggest, baddest bear, and, hoping that things will turn, and they didn't turn. And now all of a sudden you're stuck with higher, that's my opinion. You can't buy they're trying to buy the market. You can only buy the market long.
I was going to say, it sounds like they're trying to buy it. Corey, anything you want to follow up on that? And then Dwight, back to you after Corey's comments. Could we see a ripple effect to other companies? Because, again.
Yeah, and this one, there might be some specifics to United Wholesale just because of the guy running it and some insider stuff, but they went out to buy a company. He kind of hedged their book before they bought it. The whole thing blew up, and today Oak Tree Capital had to come in and save them. There's a $600 million hole in their balance sheet. And so if they don't perform correctly, then Oak Tree, it'll basically be this, either Oak Tree was going to come in or this place was going to go bankrupt. And as Dwight mentioned, they were the largest lender in the country, I believe, as far as wholesaling mortgages, bigger than Rocket.
Mm-hmm.
So there may have been some negligence as far as running the company. You'll have to read all the details of the story. But either way, they said they hedged this book because of the interest rates. The interest rates didn't go down. The hedge went backwards. I think it was a multi-billion-dollar hedge. And yeah, it blew up in their face, and they almost went bankrupt because of it.
Wow. So private equity, venture capital, et cetera, comes into the rescue once again.
Yes. Yeah.
John, and there's a lot of, so I work for an IMB, which is an independent mortgage banker, right? Then you have banks out there, but then you have brokers, and brokers, a big part of a broker's business goes to UWM. So it will have ripple effects all over. But John, what's the first thing? If you get into trouble or you need to shore up, you need to stabilize, what's the thing you go after? You go after, you stabilize your rates, you raise your rates. So all these, and I will just be honest with you,
counter impacts, because like you were saying earlier, it's such a competitive market, people closing deals for $25 difference. And now they're not going to go to, you got two black marks. You raised your rates, you're not competitive. And number two, you almost went bankrupt. So.
Yeah, well, yeah, and John, I go up against UWM in certain areas. Yeah, you go up against them from a broker standpoint, and I can proudly say we get really competitive. Sometimes I beat them, and so they've lost that little, willy they had. It's now Rocket's probably just smiling like crazy because it really was it is still probably going on between Rocket and UWM. So it'll be interesting. Some players around town that will be affected by it. I was
going to ask you that.
Yeah.
Dwight, when you get a major player, as you're describing this, I'm having these flashbacks of when Countrywide went belly up, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of the beginning of the end.
Yep. Yep.
Is there enough absorption in the marketplace from other lenders to pick up the slack?
No.
Because the other side, there's not. Yeah, because I was going to say the other side that we've seen, it can have a negative impact on borrowers because you have fewer players, less competitive. They go, hey, we're going to use this time to raise rates. Everybody, let's raise rates, and boom.
Yes.
It even hurts the consumer further. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and John, you're right. It gives flashbacks because you take the powerhouse of a Countrywide.
Yes.
And even take World Savings.
Right, World Savings, yeah.
And you take even, there were so many big companies that just got caught in kind of what Corey's describing. I mean, maybe they were playing, they're like you said, you go out and you hedge and I don't know. This is not the market to be thinking. You've been talking, if they would just listen to the show, they wouldn't have been hedging like that, because you've been very clear for the last 3 years. Rates are not coming down.
You can't, I don't care who you are, how smart, how much capital you have behind you. You cannot hedge without a significant amount of risk right now. I mean, hedging is done every day, all day, of course, portfolios of all different sizes. But real quickly, we just had an AI, pretty boy just about blow up, right, Corey? His name escapes me right now. I can see his picture like it was yesterday. It starts with an A. But he was an AI, basically momentum type of manager. Guy never managed any money. Next thing he knows, he's got billions and billions of dollars from hedge funds around the country, private equity around the country. He's managing billions of dollars. Never has done this before. He's just a young kid. And same thing. He went out and he hedged and he called it wrong and he blew up. And I mean, overnight, there was like $45 billion worth of losses. And right. And now all of a sudden, they a few of the big players on Wall Street came in, bailed him out. And I was just reading this morning, they're begging to give him money again. I'm like, again, Wall Street never learns, right? Because it's not their money. And that's the point I want to get across is, folks, be very careful. I've said this over and over to Dwight's point. Be very, very careful. I don't care if you're NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA gets into bed yesterday with this morning, 6 major Wall Street banks to give them money to start basically investing specifically in data centers and all this other stuff. There's if you smell the air close enough, there's lack of capital out there. They're having to go to Wall Street. Wall Street does not care about you. They're going to take your money and they're going to lend it to Jensen Huang. They're going to lend it to whomever, because they have the full upside, but no downside. If they lose the money in any of these AI related investments, well, that's the risk. You, Mr. Client, you signed off on it when you invested into this investment. But if they hit it right, guess what? You make a little bit of money, they make a whole bunch of money. That's the way Wall Street operates. We did not learn our lesson in 08, 09 or any of these other time periods, but I'm just telling you, I've been doing this a long time. Something just does not smell right now, because why are all these you had, right, Corey, you had Intel yesterday. We wake up to Intel going, hey, we're doing a $15 billion stock offering for, quote, general corporate purposes. What happens today? We wake up, there's such a demand, we're going to do $20 billion. This is the same company the government went into bed with and partnered with just less than a year ago. This is the same company whose stock took off. Now everybody loves Intel, but you don't have 15 or 20 billion. You have to go to the secondary market and raise that. Yeah. Something's not right. It all is about the capital. So I'll get off my soapbox, but Dwight, I know you feel the same way on the mortgage side. You got to be careful. Yep. You got to watch. And right, Corey, you got to look at the signs. Again, I'm going to use that theory, the cockroach theory, where there's one problem. Absolutely. There's always more. So,
yep. Always leverage.
Always leverage. Always. All righty, boys. Excellent job bringing that to our attention. I appreciate that so much. We'll get to our local real estate report in a moment. Let's turn it over to Jack Sabian. He's got news, traffic, and weather. Hello, Jack.
I like segments like that, John.
I do.
Those are impromptu. Those are just all of a sudden. Corey brought in that article. It shifts over to there. Do you see that building that Musk is building in Texas, that little town in Texas? Like some crazy, it's the biggest building in the world.
Are you serious?
Corey, did you see it?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll go look at Google. Oh yeah, it was announced. I forgot even what town it is. Let me see if I can find it. Musk announces
town where SpaceX is, right?
No, it wasn't.
No. Really?
Mm-mm.
Is my voice sound coming through okay?
Yeah, it's great.
So I'm just going to leave it alone then.
Yeah, perfect.
So that United Wholesale Mortgage, you should read the story, John. I'm sure there'll be people talking about it.
That's exactly what 08 looked like, Corey.
I know.
Well, no, he's the one that bought the Phoenix Suns, and he's a young guy, super young guy. And he owned 90% of the company, so he was doing all the dividends and stuff. And this reporter today was like, well, how did this happen with his board? You know who his board was? His board was his brother, his dad, and his childhood hero, Isaiah Thomas.
You're shitting me.
They're like, they're going to do whatever he wants. So yeah, he totally, like, he's got billions and billions. The company's not going to make it.
No, they'll get bought by somebody.
But they were the biggest.
If UWM goes out, John, this is a countrywide.
Is it really? They're that big and powerful?
Yeah. Well, who's in this is what's her name? Corey? Why am I thinking Sue Berry? Sue Berry.
Gotcha.
Sue Berry. Remember, she went to Barrett Financial, which all they do is broker to UWM. Everything she has is UWM. Everything.
So, Dwight, what do you do if you're her right now? How do
Well,
you?
you're just going to have to find another investor, but your rates aren't going to be as good. So now what you
So the whole
promised,
business
can you
model's changed.
imagine telling somebody you get this, this, and this, and all of a sudden you got this problem? Now the rates went up a quarter point or whatever.
Is there any
It's gonna
liability
be,
there?
hey, so here it is. Terrafab, Texas is what they're calling for Terrafab, Texas. It's in Grimes County, Texas, 70 miles northwest of Houston. 100 million square foot building. 100 million square foot. Terrafab, Texas. It's
What's going
a
to go in there?
massive joint. It's Tesla and SpaceX semiconductor mega factory in Grimes County, Texas. 100 million. Corey, what are those big, massive ones out there instead? Those can't be more, huh?
Like Amazon's are like a million.
A million, yeah.
So 100 of those. 100 of those. God,
it's crazy.
That guy's got an inferior complex.
Yeah.
Although I still am impressed how he brings a rocket back to the launch pad. God.
When we were in San Diego, we were walking on the beach on a Saturday night, and all of a sudden you could see this big explosion in the distance, and then we thought it was a missile come shooting out over the ocean, and it was a SpaceX rocket. And then you saw it kind of pull apart and the vapor trails, and then all these little drones were up there. I'm guessing they're drones because they were sitting there filming it. And then in the distance, we saw it starting to go down, but we couldn't see if it landed or not. But yeah, it was right. I got pictures of it. It was amazing.
So you watched it take off or just try to land?
We were in San Diego on the beach, and in the distance over the hillside, you could see it where it had taken off. It must have been.
Interesting.
It was at one of the military bases down there. Well, I'm on my phone, so I can't look it up.
Yeah. Because they usually, like when I was down at the boat, we would see them a lot. They fire off at Vandenberg Air Force Base, which is over there by Santa Maria. And they go right down the coast. Coast. So,
I think Vandenberg, how far is that from San Diego? It's right there.
No, it's almost to San Jose. It's Santa Maria. So yeah, I'd say it's about 2 hours south of San Jose.
One of the guys I was with as a military guy is like, oh, I think they're firing that from I'm pretty sure he said Vandenberg.
Yeah.
And again, it looks like it's right there, but it's way down over the mountain.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, man, I can't imagine that they could fire anywhere from any base down around San Diego or something,
No, and it looked like it was flying right next to us. It could have been 100 miles away.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Yeah, they're amazing.
It was cool.
And there's some websites that'll tell you when they're gonna launch. And man, everybody at the marina used to gather around it because it's always in the evening time for some reason.
Yeah. This was like dusk, like 7:30, 8, right at there.
Exactly. Yeah, it's amazing.
Oh, man. Hey Dwight, so how much time do we have?
Commercial's still running.
Arch was at practice. We got back from San Diego. First practice Wednesday.
Oh.
He's scrimmaging against a 2011, so 2 years older than him.
Wow.
He's down fighting for the ball. He gets the ball. The kid hip checks him. So he goes down on his back and he doesn't get up right away. And I'm in the stands. So I'm like, oh shit, he got the air knocked out of him. So the coach goes over to him, and then the coach looks at me over in the stands and tells me to come over. So I start walking over. Coach walks up to me and he goes, I never thought I'd see that kid cry, so there must be something wrong.
What?
He broke both his wrists.
No.
He came down, he tried to get it with his hands, and he broke both his wrists.
Oh, man. How long's he out then?
That was just last week. We're at the emergency room till 1 a.m.
He's out the season?
No,
he should get casts off in hopefully 3 to 4 weeks, and then he can play in braces if he feels them.
Wow. So sorry. All right, music's
playing.
So no trips to San Jose right now, huh?
No, and he was looking forward to that too.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Man, he was doing so good too.
Yeah, exactly. All right, here we go. Welcome back to the John Sanchez Show on News Talk 780 KOH. So Corey is related to White Millardo of On Gu Home Loans. Great story, guys, on that big mortgage company failure. That's incredible news. Again, watch the ripple effect there. All right, once again, here's how we finished. A relatively quiet day. 184 loss on the Dow. NASDAQ down 160. The S&P lower by 25. All right, you wondering how much your house is worth? How long it's taken to buy, sell, so on forth? Well, we got all the data for you. We're going to get to our local report thanks to Corey and Dwight. Okay, Mr. Edge, we always start with the most important question, which is the median sales price. Talk to us.
$629,000. That's not too bad. It is down 2.5% from June, up almost 5% from July last year. this is so just a reminder to everybody, Reno Sparks stick-built homes for the month of July. That's all this data looks at. So not too bad, and we'll see what happens over the next couple months. But as I mentioned, 4th of July, end of June is usually kind of the peak, and then it kind of tails off. So if that holds true, then we're just at the beginning of that. Nothing too crazy, but 629.
All right, let's put this all in perspective, folks, so you have an idea what we're talking about here, why I whistled, why this is so imperative. Let's go back to January of 2016. Mr. Edge, where was the median price just 10 years ago?
Somewhere between 250 and 300. I'll say, let's call it 275.
Yep, that's about what I was going to say.
Yep.
Here we are, 629,000. Wow. Just sitting back and not doing anything. Just sitting back and not doing anything. And you're, it's unreal. Yep. Unreal. Corey, are we going to have a hard time? I'm looking at the chart. Here comes the technical analysis side of my brain. Are we going to have a hard time breaking above this 650 mark? I mean, we've never been there before. We're at 629, as you said. Could we break above that? What will it take to break above it, I guess, is a better question.
So it would, I don't think we're going to do it this year, right? Like this should be the top when we come down. I could be wrong. But the thing that would push us above is fewer sales, but more of them concentrated at the highest level, the $2, $3, $4, $5 million sales.
Right.
I was listening to an interview with Ivy Zellman this morning, and she was saying on a national level, and she's been around forever, that they're seeing the same thing. The high-end market, she referred to it as $1 million plus, is on fire, and everything below that is struggling. And so that's what they're seeing nationally. That's what we're seeing here locally. We'll get into some specifics, but what should happen from here on out is you're going to see the number of closed sales go down. The price might stay the same or could go up because you could have
higher end homes,
higher dollar, fewer sales.
That's what I was going to say. Yep.
And there are some big houses, John. I mean, I drive around these like Southwest Reno neighborhoods and I see these houses and it is mind blowing the size of some of these homes. So, yeah, crazy.
Well, and Dwight, is that those are, I think you one of you, I can't remember, shared with us a month or so ago that, what was it, 24% of those homes are now cash deals?
30. 30. Yeah.
30.
Oh, wow.
30. Gee whiz.
Goes to show you the wealth, probably, John, coming out of New York and California and stuff, right?
Well, I was going to say,
cash.
It's not to side with Democrats, because Lord knows I'll never do that, but that's a Democratic theory, right? It's a concentrated group that's driving the economy higher, driving home prices higher, et cetera. Everyone else is struggling due to higher inflation, wage growth very stagnant. But again, if you're cashing in stock options, if you're doing things, out of the norm, or you're making a, heck of a living, and then you go, hey, you know what? I'm moving to this great state called Nevada for all these various reasons. 629, Corey, right? They sneeze at that and go, that's what I used to have to put as the down payment. Now you're telling me I can get a, entire house for $1 million and not pay any state income tax. I'll make it up. I can make it up just by not paying, $200,000 or $300,000 in state income tax, from California, by buying bigger homes here. So yeah, it's interesting. Corey, historically, with your years of experience, and I don't know if we've ever been through this here locally in years past, but here's my question. What typically could happen, both positive and negative, if this concentration of wealth continues to drive the median price higher, meaning, I hate using the term, but average people, they go to work, they're making, their $100,000 a year, whatever it is. They get priced out, as Dwight's always said. What typically can happen in a market like that?
Well, it's a tough question, because to me, when I was looking at it this morning, it's kind of a fool's report, right? Like
that's my point.
If you and I are going to put our house on the market and we say, well, man, I thought my house was worth 500. Now the average house is worth 629. I should get more than that. Well, that's not really true, right? For some people in the super high end, yes, they're going to get super high end prices, but in the lower end, it's pretty stagnant. So we may look at this report and say, yes, our house is worth 30% more because of this report. But if we have a starter home, and so, I don't want to pinpoint anybody, but if we're on the bottom half of the K, then our house probably didn't go up as much, right? Because what's driving it is the higher end of it. So it may not, I don't know that it affects those house prices as much. I guess let me qualify that with, sellers are going to come out of the gate thinking it helps them, and then they get reality, struck, and they bring their price down, and then it sells. Where it does hurt people, though, I think, is the inflation, the cost of everything, the insurance, all that other stuff. And they say, well, crap, everything's going up. I can afford the house, but I can't afford all the other things in my life. So now I can't even buy the house.
Right. Right, exactly. You know, it'd be fascinating. I don't know if this data is even available, but knowing you, I'm sure you could create it somehow, some way. If we could get like a price band saying, what's the median price for, I don't know, let's say 400 to 500, 500 to 6, you know what I'm saying? And see how that band is breaking down.
Well, and you know what I could do? I'll try to do it is break it down by neighborhood.
Okay.
Because there's certain areas, the North Valleys are typically starter homes. Old Sparks is going to be a little bit cheaper. You get into Southwest suburban Reno, it's going to be super high expensive. So if you just take that one out, maybe this changes all of it. So then you can kind of get a real feel for
the true median price. Yeah.
I know we have some wealthy listeners, but by and far, I don't think they're all billionaires, right? So we have a lot of blue collar people that listen to the show for advice, and they're living in the market that isn't, $2 million.
Right. That's my point. That's those are the ones we care about, right? We want to give them, and I love your comment. We need to give them the real life, example. So if they do call Corey Edge or Aaron and go, okay, I want to list my house. Well, wait a minute, you're saying it's worth, $580. You said on the show, the median price is $629. Well, again, numbers can lie, and that's why we're dissecting this. Beautiful. We'll continue through the report. Let's wrap it up with the Sax Man and the Right Now traffic.
Hey, Corey, where was that UWM article? Wall Street Journal?
It was all over. It was all over the place. I probably picked it up in the Wall Street Journal, but they even had a guy on CNBC talking about it today, so you should find it anywhere.
That's big news.
And that just happened today?
I think it was yesterday that Oaktree came in.
But John, the problem with that is now the market with high rates cannot absorb these brokers. I mean, again, if you did business, that's okay. But now you're going to come in, you don't have UWM. Now you're competing against me. Good luck.
Yeah, but UWM's still around. That's why Oaktree firmed up their balance. It may just Oaktree, if they don't play it right, then Oaktree's going to take over.
Well, that's what they're going to do. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what they always do. Private capital came in.
Well, John, they were paying bonuses that were insane to go to UWM versus Rocket, and then if you left Rocket, they were going to pay your legal fees, and it was insane.
Yeah, the article's in Wall Street Journal. I see it here. You want me to?
Can you send
Wall Street Journal subscription?
I don't. Yeah. Can you send me the article?
Yeah.
You want to say, hey, you want to say hi to the boys? Hi, boys.
Oh my God.
There they are. Hi. I'm Winston. I'm Winston. That's my dad.
Welcome to Nevada.
Welcome to Reno.
The good state.
So what I did is I took him up to those fields, Corey. I figured I want to wear him out, and I ran just down and back, and he's done. He was done. He's got little tiny legs. Yeah, my battery's dying for some reason. Let me just a second.
You'll have to bring him over to the house. We can let him run around the pasture with Maple.
Right? I like to. What's going on here? Okay, now I'm good. Okay. What kind of dog is Maple?
Labradoodle.
Okay, yeah. There's just a mini, kind of a smaller version. That's a Shih Tzu, so it's a Shih Tzu poodle. You heard my joke, right? I said I want a giraffe-poo. Something that doesn't seem like possible, but you get one. Hey, buddy. Yeah.
30 seconds.
Good show.
Okay, it's coming from my yeah, it is. It's coming from my MAC address, Dwight.
Okay.
We've only got through one part of the report, boys. We better
start
flying.
I'll shut up.
I love, like Dwight said, I love though when we go off on these tangents. I think that's good radio.
Closed sales will be the most important next thing. So.
Okay, sounds good. All right, music's playing. Welcome back to the John Sanchez Show on Newstalk 780 KOH. We'll continue our discussion on Northern Nevada's real estate report. Is the market finally finding its balance? But first, let's get some phone numbers going. Mr. Edge.
673-6700.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Millard.
240-2022.
Beautiful. All right, let's get back to the data, Corey. All right, so we again have concluded we've got a pretty good median price now, $629, but like you said, back down a little bit from June's $645. Now let's see. Where do you want to go, Corey?
Let's look at the closed sales.
Closed sales, okay. 463.
Just to explain. So 463 closed sales in July. That's down 7% from June, up 13.5% year over year. If you look, and I know the audience can't see it, but what's interesting to me on that, if everything holds the way it has the last 4 or 5 years, we should see closed sales steadily go down all the way through January. January is usually the bottom of that. And you can see it in the graph, all those low points on that thing. Those are all Januaries. The interesting thing with that is they'll go down and they'll get cut almost in half. We'll be at roughly 225 to 250 in the closed sales for those months.
Okay.
The median price could stay the same or go up because you have fewer sales. I think the high end market is going to keep going good, probably through the winter months because those people don't care. And so it's not inconceivable to think you could decrease the number of sales by 50% and increase your median price, which again, to me is like a fool's report to read. Like, hey, it doesn't matter. My house value is going up. Like, unless you live in a mansion, it's not going up. Unfortunately.
Yeah, but Corey, that has an effect too on the high end too, meaning the falseness of it. Because if you have two sales and one's $1 million, one's 500, the median home price would be 750, right? So the guy that's got the $1 million, right? I mean, that's right. Right. I mean, that's how you would, So this lower the sales, it really then becomes distorted.
Yes, the lower the input, depending on the amount that the houses are selling for. Like this year, probably a little bit of last year, and then really so far this year, that high end market has really done incredibly well. So if that holds true for the next 6 months, then you could theoretically have a lot less sales like we normally do at a lot higher price point and kind of crowd out. And, that 650 number, you could blow right through it, but it wouldn't be a real indicator to me because it wouldn't be the normal home selling. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like you.
Well, another key component as we're getting close to running out of time here, guys, our active inventory, Corey, 927, up 4.5% month over month, but down 23.8% year over year. So once again, fewer homes, higher prices, fewer sales, higher prices, right? It's the supply and demand basics.
It's a supply and demand. So again, we had 463 sales. If all of a sudden next month we closed 1,000 sales, I guarantee the median sales price would not be 629.
That's right.
It would be down.
Yep.
No question.
That's right. When you're pricing a home, Corey, for a client, how do you, what percent do you put in your analysis of creating the sales price for the client, the listing price? How much emphasis do you put on median sales price?
Zero, because I go to the specific neighborhood and try to find model matches and figure out what's happening around there. This median price means nothing to me other than it's something to kind of take the whole market as a whole and we can talk about it, but it doesn't mean anything. The other thing we don't do, at least not my clients, because they wouldn't be my client, is say, well, that's what happened last month, so I want to raise the price 10% because that's a trajectory. Like, no, that's not.
Right.
That's not how it works. And there are a lot of people, John, right now doing that in the market, or they've been on the market for 4 months and they're just holding tight at their price. And you're going to be sitting there for the next 6 to 12 months because the high ends of the market, at least for this year, have passed you by. The peak was, a few weeks ago.
Right. Exactly. All right. Music's playing, guys. We're going to wrap it up with month's supply of inventory. 2 months up 12.6% month over month, down 32.8% year over year. 10 seconds, Corey.
Yeah, and it's not average yet, but that is working in the buyer's favor.
In the buyer's favor. Okay.
Buyer's favor.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Makes sense. Whew. A lot of data, boys. Great job as always, and thanks for the insight, and especially about that mortgage lender. That's fascinating. We got to watch that closely. Alrighty, fellas, great job. We'll see everybody tomorrow. God bless. Have a great afternoon. Stop this. There we go.